I have been given freedom to occupy any place. There are certain rules and regulations. So at least those rules and regulations are supposed to be followed. And if there were no laid down rules by the government, there are supposed to be some kind of a self-regulatory mechanism which gives us this feeling of some kind of a discipline. And let me tell you, I will not quote regulation as regulation, but there has to be some discipline in the society. And that discipline has to be followed by each and every person. May it be from media, may it be from any particular segment of the society. Another thing which media was supposed to do was reporting the things. From reporting, the role of media was converted into agenda setting. Media started setting the agenda. Today, it is dictating the agenda. It makes ensure that the agenda of the media is being carried out in the society. I will not say agenda for whom. We should not comment on that. But we all know that the entire media, today's scenario, particularly works under some kind of an influence. It may be agenda A or agenda B. Institutions like editor have been badly tarnished in recent times. There was a society known as Editors Guild. I think there is a society known as Editors Guild. I should not. But it is now Editors Guild or Editors Guild. I don't know. We have to check where the institution of editors has gone. There were people like Mahatma Gandhi or Lokmanya Tilak or Madan Mohan Malviya or Lal Lajpat Rai who carried out the mental of freedom struggle with the weapon of journalism. It was so powerful weapon in those days. So they were readers and they were also owning the newspapers. Owning the newspaper was not a profitable business in those times. I did my PhD in the history of journalism. There used to be an advertisement for the editor. मैं हिंदी में बताता हूँ, एक संपादक चाहिए जो एक रोटी पे गुजारा कर सकता है और जिसके अंदर हर दिन जेल जाने की हिम्मत हो, वही संपादक बने. आज 2.5 crore package is not sufficient for editor, and the editor looks for more and more package. Staggering. But the way the institution of editor has gone. There were times
when editor used to enter in the minister's office and he never required any kind of an appointment, and minister used to come personally to receive the editors. I'll not quote the names of eminent journalists, but in his memoir he has said that my owner of the newspaper wanted to meet some minister for his commercial purpose. Minister denied the owner to meet. He said, the editor, I'll meet you and I'll meet you 10 times for the journalism purpose. But please do not force me to meet your owner for any commercial purpose. And the cherry on the cake is that the owner did not pressurize the editor, did not force the editor to ensure the appointment. Earlier there was a credibility of the newspaper that it used to be called Gazette. You know Gazette? Gazette notification. So even in the remotest of the remote areas, particularly if you go to Uttar Pradesh or Madhya Pradesh, Hindi speaking belt, one synonym for the newsletter was Gazette. So people used to ensure that if something has been published in the newspaper, it is as true and as authentic as something being published in the Gazette. So when a news used to come, people used to say, no, ये तो होगा ही. क्यों? क्योंकि Gazette में छप गया है. Gazette means the newspaper में छप गया है. Today, can we ensure that kind of a credibility in any media? There was a debate whether the newspaper should carry news or it should also carry views. Initially, there was a golden principle, you must be knowing, sir, that all right, you give news and you can also give your views, but the news and the views should be separated. Where the news lies and where the views lie. Today, it is very difficult to find news in the newspaper. It is very difficult to find news in the television. Whatever we see is largely views, and the news have been restricted to 1 minute mein 360 खबरें. Just imagine. 2 minute mein, I think 1 minute is too short a time, but 2 minute mein 360 खबरें. So how can you give news in 360 news in just 2 minutes? Just to save time for all that which is being served to you as television debate. I think it is worse than any mohalla debate on a sabji market. When you discuss with your sabji vendor, your debate is more articulated and more decent in intellect. Where are we going? Where are we heading to? Sakshi, you would kindly pardon me, but where are we heading to? And then we talk of freedom. My whole idea of giving you these examples is that we do all these things and ultimately we talk of freedom without observing any particular discipline. There are bodies like Press Council of India, Broadcasting Editors Association of India, who have some kind of an authority to regulate. But even, I think, in a decent society, in an intellectual society like India, in an uplifted society like India, do we really need that kind of regulatory authorities? If we are self-disciplined and if we are self-determined. We have examples in our past related to media playing its vital role on major issues like achieving freedom. And it's not very old example, it's just 70 years old example where we realized we have seen that generation happening in the society. There are people who have seen those kind of people just living in the society. And today what has happened to this society? So we have to think on these lines when we discuss about the mechanism of regulation. Another major aspect or major threat to this freedom, I think, is the emergence of so-called social media. Initially, when social media emerged in the society, we all welcomed because it gave us some way out for expressing people who do not have the reach to the mainstream media. I cannot go to the television channel, I cannot go to the newspaper. At least I have a platform where I can express myself, I can tell the society what I feel. It may be a very limited sphere where I can talk about, but still I had a place where I can express. But social media gradually became unsocial media, and today it is becoming anti-social media. Today if you calculate the likes, you know how the likes are managed. Today if you see that your page has been shared on so many platforms, you know how it can be shared. Today if you want your statement to be trolled, tweeted, you know how it is to be managed, to be tweeted. So now it is not an impartial media. Now it is not a decent media. Now it is not a common man's media. It has also become a full-fledged industry. And if you see the kind of comments people make, they have crossed every limit of decency. And it's very pathetic. The language which is used on the social media platform is not even used between two friends in their most intimate time. It's very pathetic and very sad. We need to look at all these things when we look, when we see, when we discuss about the freedom of press and regulations. No, I'm not against any kind of freedom. Freedom has to be there. Freedom is the basic essence of a vibrant, thinking, intelligent, intellectual society. Unless you have freedom, you cannot flourish, that is for sure. But we have to redefine the freedom. Number two, I'm not in favor of any kind of regulatory authority for media. No. Media has to be self-regulated. But that discipline has to become from within ourselves. And we must teach our new students how to attain, how to achieve that self-regulation. I am happy that this conference has been organized for this particular thought, and I wish success to this conference and hope that at least students belonging to this institution follow the path of self-regulation to bring glory to the nation, glory to the society. Thank you very much.